Hola, buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches, mi gente. ¿Cómo están? It's us. We're back, the Sucioboyz, and we got a little video for you. You know, we told you it's Sucio October. Sucio October.
Which means we're pushing out more content. We got a lot of things in store for y'all. Hence, are we here? You know, what are we doing today?
Hey, we're gonna be reacting to spooky, scary stories that we found on Snapchat.
Now,
I mean,
actually,
Snapchat,
we didn't find it on Snapchat,
on
bro.
YouTube.
What the fuck? Since it's spooky season, you know, everybody want to get
We're trying to get in the spooky season.
You know, trying to get in the spooky mood. Now, I have heard of Llama Arts and like and stuff like that. I never watched the stories per se, but I know what, you know, like if you know, you know. I guess, and they're pretty big, so
we're gonna be watching some spooky, scary stories. Smash like and subscribe, and let us know how your day was.
Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, don't get spooked. I get spooked. It's spooky.
Exactly,
I got stitched every time. Look at him, bro. He's ready to become king of pirates.
Shout out to teach atrás. Tú sabes que lo que.
Alright, bro.
Dale play. Vamos a esto. Tell a friend. You know what the fuck. Estamos aquí, bro. Estamos aquí.
At Equitable, we understand.
Oh my god. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Pool horror stories. Have you ever had a scary time in a pool, bro?
I've had a good time in a pool.
Back, not a scary
one. It was approaching the end
of
of summer, and my friends and I wanted to do some cool, mischievous things before going back to school. So, we had the genius idea one night to sneak into a nearby community pool.
First of all, I already don't trust her. Shorty with the black hair, bro.
The black hair?
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
I was looking at bro with the blue shirt.
Nah, bro. She too pale though. She's too pale. That's what I mean. Like she's plotting. She's plotting.
Actually
she's the one
a couple
that get
blocks
got.
away.
Let's see.
It's right smack in the middle of a residential area. So instead of sitting on a main road or something, it actually just sat around a bunch of houses on a quiet road. During a hot day, the little parking lot would be full and the spot would be bustling. But at 1 in the morning, the place was of course dead. There's obviously a big fence surrounding the whole front entrance, as well as a cage that gets closed up when the place closes. So our best way was to get in through the side. We snuck into the backyard of a neighboring house and hopped the fence over to the pool. It was as easy as that. The 4 of us took off our shirts and jumped into the pool, which in retrospect wasn't smart, since any of the neighbors could have heard the splashes and just called the police. But we were dumb high schoolers. It was very, very dark within that whole enclosing. This pool had no lights, which is why it closed at sunset. James, Courtney, and Alyssa were on the other side of the pool, as I was just kind of doing my own thing at first, swimming around and getting my face wet. I saw Alyssa get out of the pool shortly after and run away. I swam over to see what was going on. She was just going to the water fountain, though. The 3 of us just bopped around in the water for a bit, and eventually we heard Alyssa jump back into the pool from the other side. It was too dark to see much more than her black hair covering her face. But just then we heard Alyssa playfully call something to us as she was walking back to the pool. The 3 of us in the pool looked at each other. I know they were doing the same thing as me, counting heads. There were 3 of us on this side of the pool, and here came Alyssa walking over to our side. So who was that on the other side? Alyssa got in, but the 3 of us were distracted, looking at the head bopping around the water across the pool. James said across the pool, "Who is that?" Not even 2 seconds later, the head went underwater and disappeared from view. We took this time to whisper to each other, mostly things like, what should we do? What if that's security? And should we run?
Yes.
Suddenly I felt something grab my leg with force and tried pulling me down into the water. I kicked, splashed, and yelled for help. James came over to pull me out of the pool, while the girls were already running for it, screaming. It wasn't until I got to the stairs of the pool that the grip on my leg was released and I was free.
Shout out, James.
We hopped the same fence we climbed over to get in and ran all the way back to Alyssa's house. I was convinced that whoever that was a security guard. That is, until they literally tried to pull me under the water. We don't know what to think. There are a few possibilities. Maybe it was just another kid messing with us, maybe it was a security guard who went way too far, or most likely, it was a dangerous person who had ill intent.
cause like, okay, my first thought, right? I mean, he's right. Like, you know, you think it's Alyssa on the other side of the pool. You're like, oh, like she's jumping back in. But like, bro, and then you see Alyssa come up from behind you. Like, what? Like, why are you still staring at it? Why don't you
Yeah.
just jump out of the pool?
Sense of urgency.
Like,
No
if
sense of
if
urgency.
that was me, to be honest, I'd be like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
but shout out James for being a real one though.
Security guard. First of all,
I don't think pools have security.
not even that, bro. Why would the security guard jump in the pool with you? Motherfuckers just gonna flash a light like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, to be honest.
As soon as I hear a splash, I'm done.
Well, I mean, because he thought it was Alyssa at first. And then when Alyssa jumped in, then that's what I've been like,
Alyssa
alright,
jumped in, bro.
afterwards. Like,
No
she
sense of
didn't
Alyssa,
know.
bro. No sense of nothing.
I don't know, bro. That's why I'm a good kid. I don't do no juvenile delinquent shit. Why you jump?
Nigga, live a little. Shut up.
A Christmas horror story.
Christmas? We're not even there yet, bro.
Like A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Let's save that one for Christmas. Fuck.
Christmas is supposed to be like a happy time. There's no horror time, no spooky. Why is there
Last
spooky
year on
time?
Christmas Eve, I was working late. I'm 23. I work in
Hey,
New York
working on
City and
Christmas
commute home
Eve.
every day on the train.
That's
Since I'm one of the younger ones in the office, I got stuck with one of the
Shit,
worst
bro.
shifts,
Sometimes
so
you just,
I wasn't
you know,
able to
you
get
gotta do
home
what you
until
gotta
5 o'clock. My family had already left a whole hour earlier to go to my cousin's house, so I had to drive alone. After having a quick snack before the half-hour drive, I got back in my car and put my cousin's address into my phone. Halfway through the drive, it started snowing. I got to my cousin's house around 6 o'clock. It was snowing heavily by this point, and I just made it in time to catch everyone starting dinner. I brought all of my gifts inside and cheerfully said hey to everyone.
yeah, that's really me, bro.
I
I
stayed
always be
until
showing
around
up
11
late,
o'clock.
like, not even on
The rest of my
purpose.
family left a little sooner. I stayed an
Hard
extra
workers.
half hour or so just to hang out before leaving myself. By the time I was leaving, the ground had accumulated at least 2 feet of snow, and it wasn't even done
Damn.
snowing. The
2
drive
feet in
home
like
was
an hour?
nightmarish.
You let your
The
cousin
roads were
drive
hardly
home?
even plowed,
That's
and I had to
crazy.
drive under 20 miles per hour on most roads.
Bro, stay. What the
The
hell?
roads were completely dead at this point though, most likely because everyone was smart enough to go home before the snow accumulated. Eventually I turned onto a main road that I'm sure would usually be bustling, but at 11:15 on Christmas Eve night, there wasn't a single car
Yeah,
or
bro,
a single
everyone's at
light
home
from
with
the
their
store.
family, bro. What are you
It
doing?
was a ghost town. But then I did notice the flashing taillights of one car. It was parked on the side of the road, and the smoke seeping out from its exhaust with the taillights giving it a red tint. As I got closer, I realized there was somebody next to the car waving their hand in the air. I assumed something was wrong and they needed help. So, me being the good Samaritan I am, I pulled up behind the car. When I opened my door, the guy approached me immediately, barely even giving me time to step out. He was an average-sized man, probably 5'10", 180 pounds.
If he looks like that, bro.
He spoke in a very demanding voice, asking me if I know anything about fixing an engine. I told him I didn't know much about cars. The guy responded very quickly to everything I said. He told me it's fine. He went inside of his car for a second, popped open his trunk, came back out and told me to just wait by the trunk for a second.
Pop the trunk? No,
I
sir.
had no idea what he wanted me to do. I was really confused. He walked over to the front of his car, and I heard him open the hood. I couldn't see anything he was doing since the trunk was blocking my view, and the loud wind of the snowstorm overpowered any small noises he might have been making. I put my hand on the back of the car and leaned my body in anticipation, when suddenly I heard 3 or 4 quick and aggressive footsteps in the snow behind me before I was pushed into the trunk.
Nah,
The
bro.
man tried to
what?
close the trunk on me, but I kicked my feet up in resistance and held it up. I was able to overpower him and kick the trunk open completely. As I took advantage of the few seconds I had to get out of the trunk, I took out my keys. He tried to grab me now, and I dug my house key right into his neck.
Oh.
He fell to his knees and his scream echoed down the deserted street. I was in my car and halfway down the road before he could even get up from his knees. A little further down, I called 911 and reported the guy. I came back in 10 minutes to find blue and red lights illuminating the windows of the deserted stores. The police held him until the ambulance arrived for him. I watched the whole thing, and nothing ever felt better in my life. I got home safely half an hour later and told my family everything. I was still very shaken that Christmas, and this remains possibly the most horrific thing I've ever experienced.
Pop the trunk is crazy, bro. Why you hear you pop the trunk, bro?
Like,
No,
okay,
sir.
so
No, sir.
I mean, my thought, right? My thought would be like, no, he's trying to grab jumper cables. But like, why would you? I mean, I guess the trunk open, gonna put the jumper cables back in. But like, I don't know.
You need to be better than that. Yeah, get somebody like me, bro. I already don't trust you.
Yeah, cause
I put my car in my face, sir.
yeah, you're
back up.
Back up.
Back up.
I don't know. That's scary though. Imagine then you have to go.
Don't want to up the switch, bro.
Like it's like Christmas Eve and like, nah, that's crazy, bro. Scary field trip. I've been on some field trips that was pretty spooky. They had me go on a field trip
Back in
like,
high
the
school,
rent-
I took a
woods
mysteries
ones.
and mythology
Yeah.
type class, or something like that. I don't remember the name of the class. It basically just had to do with real life mysteries and creepy shit. I was into that kind of stuff. I was taking the class with a good friend, who I'll call Ben for this story. The teacher of the class took us on a field trip to a nearby abandoned village with an unknown past. The village was built in the early 1900s, but seems as though it had been quickly abandoned shortly after it was built. The bus ride there was about 20 minutes. All of us were glued to the bus windows as we pulled up some sketchy-looking, decrepit road cutting through dense forest. The road eventually led to a clearing. We were there. We stepped out onto the road, which had grass growing through the cracks. The grass surrounding was almost knee-high. Then there were the buildings. The tall, archaic brick buildings with the boarded-up windows all gave off such chilling vibes. The teacher lined all 20 of us up, counted heads, and then began leading the way. The point of this little field trip was to use the so-called skills we learned in class to see if we could put anything together about why the village may have been abandoned so long ago.
How you going to abandon
Some of the buildings had
village at a
holes in
field
the
trip?
walls to serve as
What kind of school is
entryways.
this?
There were even holes in the ground next to some of the buildings, seemingly dug to get into the basements of some of the buildings, which seemed creepy. There was one building though. It stood taller than any of the others. It just intrigued me the most. While the teacher was leading the group towards the village church, Ben and I decided to sneak off on our own to look for anything interesting.
Bro,
When we walked off in the direction of
always
the
kids
tallest
like this that
building,
be doing the most.
we saw a
Fuck-ass
hole in
Ben.
the ground. It was dug by the back door of the building, which had been sealed off. In the hole was a ladder which led down to the concrete floor below. We both looked at each other and knew we had to do it. Ben climbed down first, then me. Luckily, this was just around the time Apple started putting flashlights on their phones, so we had a source of light. It was creepy down there. There were a couple of beer bottles, one graffiti tag
There's
on the
one
wall,
thing I know
and
that I
dusty
learned.
wooden
Never
planks
go into an
everywhere.
abandoned place without graffiti.
There was a wooden
That means
stairway
no one's
which
been
led
there
up to
before.
complete darkness, since all windows
I'm
and
looking
doors
at the
had been
graffiti.
sealed shut from above. We had already gone as far as to enter the building, so we figured we'd go up the stairs too. I went
Might
first,
as well, right? You're already
and
this
with
far
each
deep.
step, the creakiness of the 100-year-old wood made me feel as if I was going to fall through each and every step. Ben followed suit. This
I'm not
floor of
going
the
in
building
first,
was
bro.
very tight. It seemed like there were many openings going off into different, smaller rooms. It was so dark in there, you would never even guess it was daytime. Ben and I were honestly starting to get creeped out in there, and agreed to go back outside. But just then, there was a noise in one of the tiny rooms,
Yep, I'm out.
like a big rock hitting the concrete floor.
Yep, I'm out.
A normal
even bother?
instinct would
Just
be to
leave it.
run, but Ben and I froze, locked eyes for a moment, then both tiptoed over to the opening of the room.
Like, why, bro?
We shined the lights into the room.
Like, if you
And
telling me to
ran.
go over there, bro, I'm not doing that.
We ran back down the stairs and then
Yo.
up the rusty ladder back outside. We caught up to the group out of breath. We didn't say anything though to avoid getting in trouble. One of our classmates asked us what was wrong. We told him we snuck into one of the buildings, and in one of the rooms, when we shined the light into it, we saw 3 guys standing maybe 10 feet away from the doorway, facing Ben and I in a weird formation, as if they were waiting for us.
What the fuck?
As we continued following the group, we paid extra attention to the tall building we entered from the distance. And before leaving, we saw a person's face at one of the higher level windows that had not been boarded up. We never told the teacher in fear of getting in trouble. We didn't know what to think. Were those just homeless people living in there? Were they gang members in hiding? Ben freaks me out with his theory. He says they were ghosts of the people who once lived in the town. Still, the way the 3 guys were just hauntingly standing there so calmly, staring at us the moment we peeked our heads through that doorway, I still can't get that image out of my head. I may go back to that village one day, just to prove Ben's idea wrong.
Traumatic experience, and first thought is like, I'm gonna come back here. Fuck.
Nah, bro, because like,
count me out, brother.
that's what I'm saying. You never go into a place, into an abandoned place if it doesn't have graffiti. Because graffiti
He did have graffiti.
I mean, I had one, but like, if it stops there, that means no one else has searched through it. I feel like those might have been ghosts, bro.
Regardless of what they were. I got no blick on me. I got nothing on me. I got stupid ass Ben with me. Nah, I'm good.
You got the iPhone with the flashlight, bro.
Got an iPhone 5S.
The flashlight.
I'm good, bro. I'm all right.
Like, sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes it seems fun going to abandoned buildings.
Yeah, in the daytime.
In the daytime, yeah, but like at
Cool.
nighttime, bro.
But at nighttime, now you asking for shit. You doing too much.
That's
That's just natural selection at that.
made to melt you. Scary vacation. You have any scary vacation stories?
I was vacationing in the Bahamas
Yeah,
when I was
not that I can
14
think
with
of.
some family friends. My friend and I were getting some henna tattoos at the hotel, and there was this guy lingering around us. But we didn't think much of it
He
because
already
a lot
looks
of people
weird,
would stop to see what was going on.
Like,
After mine was done, I told my friend and her mom I was gonna go back to the room to get ready for dinner. There were 2 ways to the other side of the hotel, either inside through a bunch of small stores or outside along the pool. I walked through the inside and got to the elevator, where I saw the guy who had been watching us already at the elevator. We got on together, and he gestured for me to choose my floor button first. I clicked it, but he didn't choose another floor. Alarms start going off in my head. But what could I do? I was stuck in an elevator.
yeah, bro, that's GG. Being stuck in an elevator is scary.
G. GG.
The elevator stopped on my floor, and I started walking to my room. In this hotel, most of the rooms faced the ocean, so to the right in this hallway were just windows. I was in the very last room on that floor, and I could see the guy following me about 10 feet behind. About 2 doors from my room, he ran up and grabbed me. I kicked and screamed, and he dropped onto the floor. I ran to the room and locked myself in. After talking with security and giving a description, they found the guy and found out that he had actually been following multiple younger women in the building.
Nah, bro.
No, security, what are you doing?
Oh, that's it.
That was it? Kodak?
I was expecting more.
This happened a week ago.
I hope they
Up
caught
until
him.
a few days ago, I went to a small, local gym in my now previous New Jersey town called Black Bear Fitness. One day, I had the misfortune of running into some skinny, awkward, yet creepy-looking kid, probably 18 years old. He didn't look like he belonged in a gym at all. I had headphones in and I was doing my set when I heard him saying something to me, but it was muffled by the music. I was already annoyed with this kid, given that he was breaking an unwritten rule of the gym. Don't try to talk to somebody when they're doing their sets.
Yeah, to be
I
honest, you
took
gotta
my
wait till
time
their
finishing my
is done.
set, and then took my headphones out to ask if he needed something. Then he started acting like I looked familiar, but right away I knew this kid was just trying some pathetic attempt at making friends. I assured him I didn't, but the kid wouldn't stop talking to me. I'll skip most of the conversation, but eventually he actually asked me for my Instagram and Snapchat, weirdly enough, and for whatever reason I gave them to him. Instead of just saying something like, buddy, I'm trying to work out, or I don't have social media.
That's what I would have been.
After I gave him my Snapchat and Instagram, however, I did kind of urge him to let me resume my workout. He finally seemed to get the message and walked away. Not without saying bye like 3 times though. That night I got a snap on my phone saying from Sean. I immediately sighed and said, oh no. Just wondering why the hell the kid would snap me.
I'd swipe it.
I opened the snap, and the kid was in a creepy, weird pose, face way too close to the camera, with his head resting in his hand and a half smile on his face. The text over the picture was "Hey" with 2 Y's.
2 Y's is
I muttered the words, what the fuck? For the record, I'm a guy, which made this even more weird. My thought process was, I've had enough of this loser already. I'm gonna remove him and make it clear I don't want to talk if I see him at the gym again. And so I did. I removed him minutes after he sent that snap. I'm sure not even a minute later, again a message popped up on my phone saying Snapchat from Sean. I waited a few minutes before opening it. This one was even creepier. Now the kid was sitting up on his bed, no smile, more of a surprised, angry expression.
Damn.
The text over the image said, "Why did you remove me?" Now I went as far as to block him, meaning he couldn't snap me anymore.
Yeah,
That was that. I threw my phone on the desk and sighed out of relief. Half an hour later, my phone goes off, saying Sean added you as a friend, and then Snapchat from Sean.
Nah,
he actually made a new account.
Nah,
I opened the snap and felt my heart drop.
You live right there, don't you?
It was a picture of my front lawn.
That's crazy.
The text over it, "Answer me, bitch." The first thing I could think of was, how did he find my address? Then I realized, Snapchat made that new map feature that lets you see where your friends are.
Map. I have that shit off.
Somehow I had the balls to open the window to see outside.
I'm always on ghost mode.
It was clear out there. I shut the window and the blinds and started considering calling 911.
Started considering? If you ain't got no blick, there's no considering.
There was a sound of taps on the window. I took a deep breath, and with one swift motion, I pulled up the blind and the window at the same time and pulled the kid into my room by his neck.
What?
Oh shit, okay.
I punched him in the face a few times before he was out cold. Now I called 911. By the time they arrived, he was awake, cursing me out, promising he'd be back and kill me. The cops heard it all. I didn't even have to make a case. The kid was an idiot. Luckily, the timing of this worked out well because I just moved a couple days ago out of state. Only thing that worries me, I don't want to have to make a new Snapchat account, but anytime somebody new adds me on the app, I'll never know if it's secretly that Sean kid again.
Hope you're on ghost mode thing.
Yeah, I'm always on ghost mode, bro. That's scary though. Like, why?
Weird, bro.
That's, bro. Why are you going up to people asking for the app? Like, oh. Like, I don't even use Snap, but like, I would never be like, yo, let me get your Snap. Unless it's a female.
Even then.
I can't play dead. Keep your eyes on me.
Like, just random.
Bro, we're
Like I
we're grown. We're grown now.
Victory will be.
I said, like, bro, give me your IG, bro. I'll DM me. Feel me if I find you attractive. That's it.
Don't let that chip.
Allegedly true? What's that mean? There crime involved?
Wait, did it say allegedly? Oh.
In the year 2009, I was spending a weekend with my uncle on his ranch when my parents were renovating the new house we had just bought. It was my second night there, a Saturday, and it happened to be during one of the biggest thunderstorms of the year. I'd say there were at least 3 crashes of thunder and lightning per minute. And we were in the heart of the storm because the thunder would crash not even a second after the lightning would. I always enjoyed listening to storms while laying in bed. So I stayed up a little later watching TV, just enjoying the ambiance. After the movie I was watching finally ended, I turned off the TV and tried to fall asleep. As I heard the lightning strike from outside, I could have sworn I heard some kind of metallic thud coming from outside at the same time. I didn't pay it too much mind. 20 seconds later,
Damn.
I could have sworn I heard it again.
It's hitting
A
Clink
very
outside.
distinct metallic
Thinking
thud
Frankenstein.
coming from outside to match the timing of the lightning. I really don't mean to make this sound like a cliche horror story, but my uncle really is a kind of creepy guy, and I was never close with him even remotely. So for that reason, I didn't feel right going to wake him up. I just tried to forget about it.
No, that's what I would do. I just try to sleep it off, bro.
Now I was getting concerned. What the hell could that be? After the third time, I finally got out of bed and walked over to the window of the guest bedroom. The water pouring down on the window made it extra hard to see what was out there in the dark fields. A flash of lightning momentarily lit up the property, but I couldn't see anything. However, once again, the sound of a metal hit accompanied it. The sound was so close now, it sounded like it was coming from the left of the window at a blind spot. I was going to do something I knew my uncle wouldn't be happy about.
Blake.
It would be a bit messy, but I was going to open the window and peer outside to see if I could see what the sound was.
Oh,
I
your
unhooked
uncle
the
lives on
window
a
lock and
ranch. He's
slid it
definitely got
up,
a shotgun.
and immediately the wind of the storm blew drops of rain into the room and onto me. I stuck my head out the window and looked to the left, and at that very moment, lightning lit up the property once again, and I could see a person dressed in all black crouched down by the outside basement door with his hand raised in the air. And before the sky went dark, I caught the briefest glimpse of what the sound was coming from. The person was bashing at the basement door lock. I pulled my head in and quietly shut the window, making sure to lock it. I was in a panic.
Go
I
wake
feared
up,
he might
Unc.
have seen or heard me. I ran back to bed and pretended to be asleep, facing
Bro,
away from
what?
the window. Lightning crashed once again, but this time there was no metallic thud.
Here we got in.
My heart must have dropped as I realized this. I just stayed put in bed for the longest time, hoping whoever was out there would go away. After maybe 3 more lightning crashes without any thuds accompanying them, I thought it would be safe to go tell my uncle. I turned to face the window and screamed.
What's up, bro?
There was a figure, clear as day, standing at the window, looking in at me. I screamed as loud as I could and ran straight to my uncle's room. He went outside with his hunting rifle with nothing on but his pajamas, not even socks. He ran around the entire property yelling like a madman, but didn't find anyone. The next morning, we were able to better see the marks on the basement door lock. It was almost bashed open. Maybe 3 or 4 more good hits would have done it, according to my uncle. He was proud of me for picking up on it. Luckily, I was out of there that same day.
Proud of what, bro?
My uncle hasn't told us of any incidents since, so I think he's been okay. Not that we talk to him much at all. I'm grateful I stayed up a little later that night watching that movie, because I may have just stopped a robbery, or possibly much worse.
You almost got packed up. That's what you did. You almost got packed
Bro,
up.
I would have told.
Let that person outside the window have a blick on them. Then what? Then what?
Like, as soon as I seen the guy, I would have gone and told Uncle.
Yes, bro.
Like,
where's your blick?
Hey there, welcome to voice
need
acting
it
in this
now.
anime.
And that's gonna do it for this episode.
Thank you
of
so much for
Sucioboyz.
another Sucio October video, you know.
You know?
We're here for the spooky season. Those, you know, those videos were pretty spooky, but like they're like real life spooky.
Huh?
Like,
Bro, I'm tired of motherfuckers not having common sense, bro. Like, lightning thundering, bro. Sitting there trying to break into the crib. You're
Yeah,
gonna
like-
roll over in your bed and go to sleep?
yeah, bro.
Let's be serious, bro.
See, like, yeah, to be honest,
Let's be
like,
serious,
you
bro.
open up the window, bro, and then you looked and seen the guy and didn't say anything to Unc, bro.
I got
Like, cause bro, Unc lives on a ranch. You know he's blicked
by himself,
up, bro.
By himself at that.
So it's like, you know he's ready for. He's on.
He got a room full of just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, blicks.
And you want to go back to sleep, bro?
Like, that's crazy, bro. You're up.
You know.
And he's talking about your uncle's proud of me. No, bro.
No.
I would have not been proud of you, bro. Like,
I mean, I guess because he like did stop the guy from breaking in, but at the same time,
after he got fucking washed,
yeah.
he went at the window like, yo, bro.
But,
I know you saw me.
All these videos really are like a lack of comment. Like, bro,
Yes,
why are you
bro.
going into that scary ass building? Like, first of all, you're already on a fucking school field trip, bro.
Yep.
Imagine you get lost.
You're
Now they're doing a manhunt for you.
Bro.
And you want to go into that building with no graffiti, bro?
Bro, you're down 3-2, bro. Your odds is not in your favor, gang. Ben is not doing nothing for you. I want you to know that. Ben no got no blick.
Got no Blake. No.
And then, boom, loud noise. Let's go check it out.
Crazy.
Are we serious right now?
No, bro.
Are we serious right now?
Out of
Like,
there.
bro, like immediately, like 100%. You're right. Whoever y'all is, y'all got it. This is your crib. My fault.
I feel like it was definitely Ghost.
My fault,
I
bro.
feel like it was definitely Ghost.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be able to check him out. And don't use Snapchat. That's all I got from that.
Yeah,
The creepy
like,
just be on Snap, bro. Don't use Snap.
I don't know. I don't.
Sean was wilding,
Yeah,
bro.
Shauna was wild.
Sean was
I
wilding.
use Snap. Like it's just for like little ass kids. Dude, you know what's crazy? I seen some dude older than me, was like 25. He was talking to me. He's like, "Yo, look at my Snap," and he's just list of like just straight.
Yeah, I'm not talking. I'm not taking you seriously as long as you say, "Look at my Snap."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're done for. You're out of here.
Well, thank you so much for tuning
Just
in.
gonna do it.
Thank you so much to Llama Arts for their videos. I don't think. Yeah, they get views, but thank you anyway for. We got to react to your videos. I hope they don't take.
I hope you're doing good, bro.
Hope you're doing good. And what Llama
I
Arts
hope all
is
is well.
him, her, she, they, them.
Fact.
Type
Everybody.
shit. We're in
You know what I mean? But it's gonna do it for this
2024,
episode. Sub up if you haven't. If you haven't, please sub up. Just sub up, bro.
button.
Smash that like
Turn
button.
the bell notification on. You
And
know?
it's gonna do it for this episode of Sucioboyz, bro. Don't worry, relax. You don't gotta get relax, bro. There's more.
There's
Relax.
more, yeah.
Let me get to it.
We getting real.
Just let me get to it. Let's relax.
We getting real spooky
Get
this
really
month,
spooky, bro. I mean, so we got so much in store for y'all. So many different things that we do want to check out. We want to, and if you guys, you know, by the end of this, if you guys like this format, bro, let me know. We'll bring it over for.
Yeah, we'll do more.
Sucio
If y'all,
prima,
you know.
sucio whatever. Nigga. We can get
Sucio FIFA, Sucio
lo que tú quieras.
CSGO,
Estoy
Sucio
aquí.
COD, yo.
Estoy aquí. A ti. But it's gonna do it for this episode. I see y'all in the next one. In the next one.
Bye. Love you.